Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Jay.
And we are both very, very sad, for Michael is not here. But he will be back soon, so don't worry. Today, we are reviewing Hatchet.
Help me, Mike.
The story of Hatchet takes place in New Orleans, and there's a group of tourists that go on this night swamp tour, which sounds really cool. I would totally go on that, but it turns out it's a terrible idea because their boat ends up sinking, essentially, and they get stranded in the middle of crocodile-infested swamp, which also has bum bum bum, the ghost of a dead, misshapen elephant man. Let's start with the positives, shall we?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you remember that guy from Avatar, the nerdy guy in Avatar? Joel Moore? He is in this. He is the star, and he's really improved. Tamara Fieldman, I think, is the best part of this movie. She was great. She made you actually feel like you were there, you know, willing suspension of disbelief, all that jazz. She was great, and she was definitely the strongest actor in the whole thing. She was in Perfect Strangers, and then she's done a lot of TV and stuff, so you wouldn't really know her.
What's that girl's name from Buffy?
Mercedes McNabb, where she plays Harmony in Buffy.
So if you're a big fan of Buffy and you've been dying to see that woman's breasts...
Yeah, you see her tatas lots. Lots and lots and lots. She plays like the exact same role too, like that I'm really dumb and annoying and popular. I want to punch that girl. I kept being like, ooh, her next, kill her next, kill her next. And then when she died, it was awesome.
Hey, spoiler!
Dear God, it's the zoo, it's here, finally! Robert Englund is in it, right near the beginning. Candyman's in part of it, and he's all like creepy, and he talks all...
I met Candyman once, and he was like, I've worked with you, and I was like, no, you haven't. And he was like, I've worked with you. And I'm like, yes.
Tony Todd? That's amazing.
And then he was high as a kite.
Ah.
That's a different story.
Okay. The other thing I think that really makes this movie good are the kills. The kills are great. They're gory and surprising at times. Like, there's one part where someone's head gets ripped off and then it gets thrown at someone else. They're brutal. They're terribly, terribly brutal. There's so much blood. You know,
you watch these movies for those. Those kills in this film are probably some of the best that I've seen in a horror slasher film for the last 20 years.
The director does seem to like those shots of the blood like splashing on trees and stuff. There were easily 40 shots, I'd say. 30, 40 shots of blood like splashing on various things.
All the time there's
all
blood.
The time.
It gave like a tone to the film. Like, don't take it too serious and just have fun with it. Mm-hmm. You know, and you're gonna enjoy it. Yep. It's a lot better than other B movies that I've seen. There's a lot of other reviewers out there that are calling this, you know, the next icon of horror. You know, do I agree with that? Not so much. It's not spectacular.
But it's enjoyable.
You know, but it holds its own. It's not like a complete disaster like the Day of the Dead remake that came out a couple years ago. Oh God, help me. But it's not on par with, you know, let's say the Dawn of the Dead remake. You know, that's a big Hollywood film. This, you gotta keep in mind, this is sort of like an independent sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So if you're going into it expecting big Hollywood effects, you're gonna be let down. Now, the story of Victor, we don't want to give too much away because, you know, you guys whine about it, but
you find out pretty close to the beginning. I think this is fair to tell you guys.
It's essentially the same story as every other horror movie. It goes back in the past, something traumatic happened, and now he's come back to get revenge. It's the same thing as, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th.
If you want to just watch like a fun slash movie, see some cool kills, definitely watch this movie. I guess one other negative thing I have to say about it is the pacing is a little slow, and the editing, personally, I like it when there's a bit more cutting. Like, you know, you do a long shot and they do a close-up, and then a long shot, close-up, and that didn't really happen. Like, there were some long shots that lasted forever. So my favorite parts of this movie were Tamara Fieldman. I thought she was great. She was the main girl. She played Mary Beth. Mm-hmm. And then I also liked the kills. The kills were great. All the cameos are so cool. You're like, oh my God, there's Freddy. Oh my God, there's Jason. Oh my... It's just really cool, but less, oh my God. So what are your likes, Jason?
I think that this, at the beginning of the film, doesn't really capture you.
No.
You know, the beginning, it's like Marilyn Manson's playing, and you're like, oh, here we go.
It's a good song, and the credits are decent. The opening
credits. Yeah, I like more of a horror film where you're caring about the characters, not in the sense that it's like a dramatic film like The English Patient with horror. I like more of that type of film where the first sequence grabs you and then you're held for the whole film. In this, you had to wait until about, I'd say, a third of the way into the film when it starts to pick up and you start to go, actually, this is kind of funny. And
when the first crazy kill happens, you're like, whoa, and it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
It's not, you know, you're not going to remember that much from it, but the kills themselves are some of the best I've seen in a horror film for a long time.
Overall, I give this film a 6.5. It was entertaining, but I didn't love it, and I wouldn't watch it again.
So if you guys want to watch a horror film that's not a big blockbuster Hollywood slasher film, but it's more of the, you know, independent type of film with great kills, like very interesting kills, then this is what you should check out. So we're going to have a lot more coming up in the next couple of weeks for the horror show, so you guys stay tuned, and we might do a little preview of a little franchise I like to say that I like. Are you scared?
I'm so scared, oh god.
You should be.
That's an R? Oh, I see it now.
Oh god.
Oh, the set's falling apart. Everything's falling apart without you, Michael.